When we're on.
Media, Philadelphia, Philly's R&B station, 100.3 WRNB.
YouTube family, YouTubeville. Welcome back to another exciting episode of My Court Radio.
What? My Philly Lawyer Court Radio.
What are we now? An amalgam of what?
Court Radio, sponsored by My Philly.
That's right.
You look very tan.
Good morning. Court Radio is now in session. Roll 215-227-2727. When you've got legal questions, we've got the answers. This is Court Radio. And now here's your host, Dean Weitzman.
That's me, your host, every Saturday morning right here on 100.3 WRNB.
And Classics 107.9.
And YouTube live and recorded.
Amen. Come on.
Welcome, YouTube family. Please like and subscribe us. Pass it along to your friends and family. And grow the platform. Good morning, Manny Manuel.
Morning, Dean.
I understand you're a little under the weather.
Well, it's just been poo-poo by all of you. I had a severe allergy attack.
I gave you all the sympathy I had left.
You did.
I did.
I've never had allergies before, folks. I didn't know what happened to me yesterday. I felt like I had an attack or something, but apparently the allergy season is here now. I, too, am a victim of it, and I couldn't breathe.
Headaches?
Terrible headache. Oh,
Yeah.
the headache was terrible.
Yeah.
I just felt completely in a haze.
I remember that back I was at, what's that, the thing down in Maryland called at the dock.
The docks?
Yeah.
You mean the harbor?
Yeah, Inner Harbor.
Inner Harbor.
I was at the Inner Harbor one year for a little getaway, and I had the same thing. I was almost like a really, really bad headache, horrible congestion, and I didn't realize it, and I had allergies. And from that day till this day, I've been taking Allegra.
Allegra.
No Allegra D.
Not the D.
No, I can't be a little
Drowsy.
Drowsy, yeah. Drowsy's no good. So I just take the regular old Allegra. I take one a day. Since then, it's been like 30 years.
30 years of taking Allegra?
Yeah.
Do you own stock?
I don't, but when it comes to stock, I'm a stock idiot.
I refuse to believe that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, we got some things going for you today, man. Well, you just try to follow along with your
Yes, sir, I
haziness.
will. I am in a haze.
The Supreme Court had a new ruling, before their summer vacation, and this one involves a mass tort. So let's first review what a mass tort is. It is not a class action. It is not a ordinary case. It is kind of a hybrid. So you have a case against a company for doing something negligently, which causes you to sustain an injury. Typically, you bring that claim, you versus the company. In a mass tort, it's very similar. You're bringing your own personal legal action against a company. There just happens to be hundreds, if not thousands, or tens of thousands of similarly situated people who have the same problem. And what you all agree to do when you bring a mass tort is that each person files their own lawsuit, but for discovery purposes, that period before your case is actually heard by a jury, the discovery period is when the mass tort has its legs, and that is instead of everybody taking the deposition of the same scientists maybe who support your claim, you all agree that you're going to use one scientist who will then, his report will apply to everyone. The discovery is shortened, and because of that, there's the sharing of interrogatory answers that you've propounded upon the defendant. There's depositions which are shared amongst the class of defendants. But your case, at the end of the day, will be tried as an individual case. And settlements will be based upon your injuries. So if you're more significantly injured than somebody else in that group of folks, you're going to get more money. So that's the main crux of a mass tort. You're sharing the discoverable material, but your case is evaluated on the individual merits of your case.
No matter how many people are engaged in this, it's still going to be an individual situation.
Exactly.
You don't share with anyone else.
You don't share your money, but where you save is you save on the costs, because instead of one person having to hire all these experts, which gets very expensive, those expenses are shared amongst the class of individuals who are pursuing their claims. So it makes it more viable financially for an individual to sue a company because you're not having to foot the bill on your one case. Get it?
I understand.
All right. So we've represented many groups of people in mass torts. We, My Philly Lawyer, have had our hands in quite a few mass torts. There was the vaginal mesh mass tort against Johnson & Johnson and other companies like Ethicon, Bard. That case ultimately resolved for many hundreds of millions of dollars, and our clients, we represented maybe 70 or 80 of them. Each of them got a settlement, and some of their cases were tried, and there was actually I think an $80 million verdict for one client. Right. So obviously, if your case gets tried, that's the interesting thing with mass torts. If you're at the top of the list, if you're one of the first few cases that filed suit, and your case actually gets tried and there's a verdict in your favor, then you're going to get a substantial amount of money. But ultimately, at some point, all of the cases get settled, and those folks share, but they're not getting as much as somebody who took the shot and had their case tried, actually won their case, had a verdict. They're going to get a larger piece of that pot. They're in the litigation claims, and then the rest are in the settled claims. And there's a significant amount. I mean, we just finished a mass tort where only one case got tried. The rest of them got settled, but the average settlement per claim was like $1 million.
How often do mass torts come across your desk?
I would say every couple of years we decide to get involved in a mass tort. There's many mass torts out there, which we may, say, no, we're not interested in that. We don't think it has enough teeth to warrant our involvement. Currently, we're involved in the hair relaxer mass tort. And the funny thing is, when we started to advertise for hair relaxer, we got hundreds of calls, and we're currently representing probably about 100 women who have cancer, and it's gynecological cancers like endometrial cancer and uterine cancer. These cancers that we allege are more likely to occur when you've been a regular user of hair relaxer in your life.
Even if it was long ago.
Even if it was long ago,
right.
Yeah.
Right.
If you used hair relaxer for more than 5 years and you used it on average maybe 3 or 4 times a year, which is something I think most people do, or did. I don't know that it's as popular today.
No, weaves and everything have changed the game.
What? Weaves. Yeah. We need a consultation probably with our little digital gal over there. Have you ever used hair relaxer?
Yeah, when I was little.
Yeah, when I was little. When did you stop using it?
Probably when I was about 15.
Okay.
But I would
so about 5 years ago.
Yeah, and I would do it twice.
It went right.
What did you
over
say?
her.
Twice for what?
Twice a year.
Oh, okay.
Twice a year. Okay. Well, you're probably safe. But young ladies who used it 3-4 times a year regularly for 4 or 5 years, they have a greater risk of developing endometrial or uterine cancer, cervical cancers from the use of the product, because it changes your hormonal system and opens you up to have a double the risk of getting those cancers.
I can tell you that this particular product was pushed on the black community and young black girls over and over and over.
Right.
You could go nowhere without seeing an ad.
Yeah, I remember as a
lotion.
child seeing those ads on TV. So the funny thing is, though, we got a ton of those cases early on, and we haven't seen very many. Now we see maybe one or two every month. But people are being diagnosed every day. That, somebody was diagnosed yesterday with one of those cancers, and maybe they're a victim of this company's failure to warn you of the risks.
Well, there was never a disclaimer on any box I ever saw growing up.
No.
You guys.
And now we're going to segue to the Supreme Court's.
That was a great segue.
That was real good, man.
Thank you. The Supreme Court ruled 7-2 in Monsanto versus Durnell that the federal pesticide laws, now these are specific laws for federal pesticides, preempt state law failure to warn claims. So we would allege in the Roundup litigation, which we were involved in, would allege that Monsanto or Bayer or whoever the company was that produced that chemical for Roundup, that they knew. They knew when they were producing it. They had done their studies. They knew that the chemicals in that product caused blood cancers in that case. And that they did not warn the end user that could be a risk they were taking.
That's the key thing.
They knew. Yeah, what happened to your your little cordy fell out there, young man?
Yeah, he's foggy right now.
It's the allergies.
Foggy.
I didn't touch anything.
So the failure to warn claims have now been knocked out. They are no longer a valid claim that one can make because why? They're saying that the federal pesticide laws preempt the failure to warn claims. The Environmental Protection Agency definitively determined, I say that with a grain of salt, the EPA definitively determined that Roundup does not require a cancer warning, and therefore Bayer cannot be penalized under state law for omitting one. And how will that impact those claims? Will those claims go out the window? No, they don't, because there are still while failure to warn arguments are barred, plaintiffs can still pursue claims alleging the product was defective or that the company misrepresented its safety. Okay, so there's still claims that can be made and will be made, and those cases will continue to go forward, but it removed one arrow from the quiver that they have on the failure to warn claims.
So now going back to the hair straightener, is that arrow removed from that as well?
Well, I'm sure there's going to be somebody who argues that. But this Monsanto decision deals with a federal pesticide law. Obviously, hair relaxer is not a pesticide.
Right.
And therefore, it is not exactly equal. If they find somewhere where some federal agency determined that hair relaxer or the group of chemicals in hair relaxer were not cancerous and did not require a warning, then perhaps yes.
Because it could be cancerous, they just didn't require a warning.
Correct. And
oh my goodness, how can that be?
Yeah. Well, the federal government right now is not a friend to folks who find themselves on the wrong side of a negligence claim.
Yeah, the federal government.
And whereas state courts, that was a long boo.
It was.
Yeah, no, that's the federal government. That's for the federal government.
Okay,
state claims, typically personal injury claims don't find their way into federal court or in front of the Supreme Court, except when, in this case, we're dealing with a foreign corporation and a local person. So these state court claims found their way into the federal court where, of course, the folks, but you can't even say, because the court is, 5-2 in favor of, I guess it is. But it's 7-2. So even some of the quote unquote liberal judges joined that opinion.
Huh.
Yeah.
All right. Appeal. No?
You don't appeal from the Supreme Court.
That's it.
It's a wrap.
That's it.
It's a wrap. Yes.
It's a wrap.
Yeah. That's it. So I don't know that it's going to impact our hair relaxer cases. But, the point I'm making is, folks, if you believe that you or a family member may be suffering with a cancer that comes from hair relaxer, if that applies to somebody in your family, then they need to contact us immediately, like today. They need to stop thinking about it. And the nice thing about joining a class action, or a mass tort like hair relaxer, even if you're in the midst of suffering with this cancer, is that you can stop worrying about that. That's off the table. Let us worry about that. You move on to getting better. And we'll handle everything with regard to the litigation.
And also, do note that even though that arrow was taken away, all those settlements prior to that decision by the Supreme Court, it doesn't get reversed. Those settlements stand.
No,
that was the next question.
Yeah, we have, we have not a lot, maybe 50 or so roundup cases. They're not going to be impacted by that decision because they've resolved.
How long ago was that roundup case?
I want to say we've been in roundup for probably
4 or 5 years?
7 or 8 years.
Oh, longer.
Yeah,
Longer than that? Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's been quite a while. And there were, in that litigation, there were across the country hundreds of thousands of claims. And right now, Monsanto has, I think, $7 billion put aside for settlements that they've made. So
Wait. They put aside $7 billion? That's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money. But, when you get down to it, I think I did the math, and the average is probably somewhere around $100,000 a claim. It's not a lot, but because there were so many claims.
But, I mean, it seems as if, my God, they can afford it. That's the thing. They've made that much money
On Roundup.
that they can put aside $7 billion.
And may I add that they've already paid out billions of dollars. So I think the total payout over the course of this litigation might be somewhere around 15 to 20 billion.
Now, Roundup kills weeds. Is that right?
Yes.
If I remember correctly.
Yes.
Huh.
And they've changed the formulation so that the cancer-causing drug is taken out.
They did take it out.
Yes.
Well, doesn't that admit guilt?
No. There's something called a subsequent remedial measure.
Oh, Lord, go on.
Well, let's say you've got a cracked sidewalk. Let's find a more realistic example. You have a cracked sidewalk, and my client trips and falls over that sidewalk. And the next day you come out and go, oh, okay, well, let me clean that up, and you repair the sidewalk. I can't use your repair to demonstrate your negligence because that would encourage people not to repair their sidewalks. And we want the place to be safer, so we're going to let you repair your sidewalk. I can't use it. I have to use something else, like maybe a photo my client took on the day of the accident. So I can still prove you were negligent, but I can't use your subsequent repair to demonstrate that under most circumstances.
The law is so nuanced.
So, well, that's why, we went to law school and then spent,
which is interesting because
decades
if you fix
practicing.
something, then it was broken before.
It was.
So, it's logical to me that whatever you fixed, if it was broken,
should be able to be used to show you it was broken.
Ta-da.
Ta-da, yeah.
I'm with him.
Except we have a greater policy issue here. If I could use your repair of the broken sidewalk, you wouldn't repair your sidewalk, and somebody else would come along and trip and fall. And so we want to try to encourage, and well, that's really the genesis. When you look at personal injury litigation, sure, it compensates my client for the damages they sustain, but we're trying to make the world, one step at a time, we're trying to make the world a safer place to be.
Right.
How did this affect Roundup sales, and has it since? Hence?
That's a great question. I don't really know the answer to it.
It's Saturday.
I see Roundup in every Home Depot.
Exactly, and Lowell's, and it's Saturday. Everyone's doing their lawn at some point today,
and they're all squirting that crap
all around the world, all around the country.
But I'm saying that it is a little safer to be using it now.
Thanks to you.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah, thanks to me and others like me. Yep. So that's the Supreme Court case. Roundup's going to get settled, but it may impact future cases on failure to warn claims. If the federal government says this is safe enough, you don't need a warning, you can't then allege that it needs a warning. Can you say that the product's not safe? Yes. Can you say that it's defective? Yes.
Or was defective.
Was defective. But what you can't say is they owed me a duty to warn me and failed to comply with that duty.
I would just wonder why anybody would trust Roundup again. They said they fixed it. Oh, okay, sure.
Well, in that case, you just stay in the house because there's a whole lot of risk every time we go out.
This is true.
All right, what else do we have? We have Save Our Bacon.
Yeah. Well,
have you ever had your bacon saved, Dean?
Well,
more than once. More than once.
Give them the phone number to call in.
That's right. We don't. I'm
the one that's out of it, not you. Come on.
Yeah, let's give them
Folks,
the phone number to call in.
You know what we do here on Saturday mornings, in addition to purveying immense legal knowledge.
$250 million of free legal knowledge.
We also take your calls. If you have a legal issue, question about what we've been talking about, you just want to chew the bacon with us.
Oh, there you go. Oh, you're on a roll.
215-227-2727. The number for all things legal in Philly.
Yeah, that was good.
That was good. That was good. I like my bacon crisp, but that was good.
215-227-2727. The number you need to put in your phone, put my name, Dean, down, and when the legal issues arise, or you could put my Philly lawyer. When the legal issues arise, you call that number because most likely we're going to be able to help you. But if we cannot help you, I promise you that I will refer you to who I would go to for whatever that issue is that I don't handle. And I have a Rolodex, if I may use a term from the 70s.
What is that antiquated piece of
What? Rolo.
You still have one of those.
I have a contact list.
You got a BlackBerry too?
I had a BlackBerry, yeah. Of course, didn't everybody have a BlackBerry?
I like the BlackBerry, by the way.
I was so fast as a young guy with my thumbs.
I loved it.
What is it, QWERTY?
Yeah, I QWERTY'd that bad boy down. Woo! 215-227-2727. That gets you into court radio today. If you've got a legal issue, we definitely have the answer.
It's been an interesting week, folks. We're 250 years of democracy, and Carly just reminded us the Ben Franklin Bridge is 100 years old today.
And closed.
And closed. For foot traffic. You still have to pay
all
the toll.
traffic.
No.
I came up from Jersey today, and let me tell you, it was closed.
I thought you could walk across, no?
You can walk across.
I wasn't walking.
We know you weren't walking.
No, you can walk across.
If you walk
it.
across, must you pay a toll?
No.
How do you know?
Because they said so.
Okay.
They said you don't have to.
Has
pay a
anybody
toll.
ever walked across the bridge? Any bridge?
Not of that size, no.
I've never done it.
No.
But
No.
yeah,
Yeah.
You? No.
no.
Well, I mean, people do it.
People do it.
I'll tell you what was scary. I've caught that Patco line across that bridge where you're just looking right at the water.
Yeah.
That's a little scary. A little bit. When I was a child.
I had a period. There was a period of time when I had a bridge phobia. Yeah, like
No, I actually still do have.
Oh, stop! Really?
Yeah, I do.
yeah.
Do you really?
He's not.
Guess what? I do.
Don't mock his mental health
You know
issues.
what I'm saying? It's like I do, but I go over bridges like, it is what it is.
You're
Right.
a New York guy. You have to go over a bridge.
I know, and I've overcome that fear every single time.
Yeah.
The
I
Chesapeake-
had that same fear, and I would just like hold my breath going over.
The
Yeah.
Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel. You ever did that one?
Yes.
Isn't that incredible?
Yes.
So you've done it.
I've done it.
I've done it.
You too.
Me,
No
yes.
problem. Well, that's a heck of a.
Well, it's not a very high bridge.
No.
You're right there
so
near
that's
the
what-
water.
that's what the issue
yeah,
is.
it's the breaking and crashing down and yeah.
So hold on. So knowing that you're going to go, you're on a bridge and you're going to submerge into a tunnel underwater doesn't bother you.
No, that bothers me.
It bothers me a little bit.
Yeah,
Tunnels,
it does. Tunnels too. Yeah.
tunnels too. But it is what it is.
It is.
I got to get to New York.
I actually went across what's that down in the Keys, the
Oh,
longest.
the one that you see in
yeah.
movies all the time.
Yeah, I
you
did that.
one?
Yeah, I did that one.
How
too.
long is that? Like 30?
I don't know how long. It took forever. It took forever. That's before I had fast cars. 215-227-2727. I see you guys have heeded my call to action.
Thank you.
Yes. I'd like the hair relaxer ladies to heed my call to action as well and call the firm at that same number, 215-227-2727. All right. Let's talk to Rachel.
Good morning, Rachel.
Hi, yes. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you. How are you, Rachel?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well, thanks. Thanks for calling.
So my question is, it's not related to the relaxers, but I was recently sued by a water mitigation company who came to do work on the house, and for the balance that the insurance company didn't pay. So the insurance company paid about $17,000, and the balance was about $16,000, and so they thought that there were some overcharges on there. So consequently, they issued a lawsuit. The company issued a lawsuit against me, and we were scheduled to go to court in December. But in between that time, I contacted the insurance company and tried to get them to help out. So they eventually decided to pay off the balance.
Okay.
However, when I talked to the attorney from the company which is suing me, they said that they were still going to court and that they weren't withdrawing anything. So I'm trying to understand, what exactly are we still going to court for? Why haven't they issued any kind of letter saying that they received the balance and that everything we're good to go?
I don't know the answer to that because I don't have all of the paperwork that I would want to see, such as
Are there any fees?
the lawsuit itself.
Yeah.
And typically, this is very strange. When an insurance company settles a claim on behalf of their insured, they get a release from the party they settled with. Now, that's typically when there's a liability claim, and this is more of a contract claim, but I would still expect the insurance company to have demanded a release of all other claims before they paid out anything to them. But I don't know what their current claim is because, as you said, it seems like their entire bill was paid. There may be attorney's fees, there may be interest, there may be some other element to it. And you should be asking the attorney for the company that did the remediation or mitigation work. You should be asking him or her what the balance of the claim is about so that you can then have a conversation with your insurance company and know what their claim is.
But the insurance company, shouldn't they know what it is to satisfy the actual...
They should. And I would have also probably joined the insurance company into the lawsuit.
Right.
The company, the mitigation company, can't do that because they don't have a contract. But you, Rachel, do have a contract. And if you're saying, hey, if anything is owed, it's not me, it's them because they've insured me and promised to pay, then you could have joined your insurance company as a party to that lawsuit as an additional defendant, and then they would be in it.
Okay.
I'm assuming you don't have representation in this case.
I do not.
Yeah, and that's another problem because they're kind of running ragged on you.
Yeah.
And on the unfortunate thing, though, is in this particular instance, if you wanted to retain an attorney, you're paying out of pocket for that representation. What is it they claim is the balance remaining?
$16,972.
On top of the 16 G's they got from the insurance company as a second payment?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Did they? Yeah. I don't know. I might.
Hinky, huh?
If I were you, I might spend some money to get an attorney to get all the documents together to start fronting for you and have a conversation with the various parties. But it's a slippery slope. Once you go down that slope, you could be on the hook to pay that attorney a lot of money if they have to join the insurance company, et cetera.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rachel, you all right?
I think she should give you a call.
Well,
Couldn't hurt Rachel.
like I said, I mean, unfortunately, the problem is that you're on the clock. It's an hourly case. But if you wanted to send me an email attaching all the documents, make it very easy for me. I will look at it and maybe give you some further advice on what to do.
There you go.
I do. Can I have your email? And then the documents, though, from the other party is all the pictures and the photos. So it is about 100, 200 pages.
See, this is why it's a slippery slope here. All of a sudden I'm spending hours with Rachel trying to help her. How about Dean at myphillylawyer.com?
Okay.
All right. Rachel,
Yes, we'll do.
I'll take a look at it and try to get it to me over the weekend so I can do it while I have some time this weekend.
Will do. Thank you guys so much.
Take care, Rachel.
215-227-2727.
We got to take a break. Folks, if you're on the line, stay on the line. We'll be back to you. And for our listeners, we'll be back in 2 minutes after my sponsors have their way with you. YouTube.
Is there a monitor missing? Maybe something seems blank here. There was never anything here? Or is this, it was over here, right? That's all. That's the only difference, right? Yeah. And that's the only
Hey, YouTube. What's happening?
Keegan rode his bike across the Ben Franklin.
How about a little comments from YouTube, Carly?
Everybody liked your guys' bridge conversation.
We all liked our what?
Bridge conversation.
Darndest thing. That's really all we have.
All right. Well,
How many people are tuned into Tube?
Right now we have 31.
31. Okay, look around, folks. You're 31 souls who've tuned in for YouTube Court Radio Live. I'm going to task you now with finding 2 other people to say, hey, have you been watching YouTube? You can watch this live, but you could also tune in after. We have a lot more people tuning in after, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, millions. There's millions of people that are checking us out after the show. And for you folks who are tuning in after and don't get to, post questions and whatnot, I thank you for tuning in.
I noticed that you got the fruit memo.
The fruit memo, yes.
Oh, I marveled out.
You fruity boy, you.
Tutti Frutti.
Fruity!
Oh, Rudy.
Tutti fruity.
Hey, man, LeBron James is coming to the Sixers, bro.
No,
We got a lot of questions here.
He ain't coming to he's not going to Cleveland?
yeah, anything.
He might go to Heat.
Guess what? He might go to the Heat.
For the taxes, but...
He might go to the Heat. He still might go to the
if
Warriors.
he comes to Philly, he's the leader of the team, right?
Yes.
How's Joel going to feel about that?
No, but who cares about Joel?
Exactly.
Does anybody care about Joel?
Well, somebody does.
Who? His wife?
If you read the threads of
His
conversation,
kids?
there are a few people that still think Joel is out. I, of course, aren't. I'm not one of them. But
Will they let him go?
who?
Nah.
It's
Joel.
too much money.
Nah.
How many years left on his contract?
3?
I thought 2.
I thought it was 3.
I thought it was 2.
Too big to let go.
Yeah, but nobody wants.
You're going to
Somebody's
pay
gonna
no
take-
matter what.
Well, yeah.
Somebody might want him.
Nope.
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 Good morning and welcome back. I am Dean Weitzman, your host at Court Radio every Saturday morning right here on 100.3 WRNB.
And Classics 107.9.
Yes, sirree, Bob and Barb.
And Jeff.
And all the other folks
and
who are watching
and
and
everybody.
listening. YouTube, welcome back to the show. We're here for you, Tube.
Oh, boy.
We got a lot of callers, so let's just jump right in here. Let's go to line 4, Pam.
Hi,
Hey,
Pam.
Pam, welcome to Court Radio.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
I have a question. So, last year of April of 2025, my neighbor, we had a disagreement, and she said she was going to shoot and kill me. She said it to the 911 dispatcher and the police.
Wait, what?
So we went to court. She had a high-profile attorney. They dropped her charges lower. So the next year of this year of April 2026, she then goes and filed harassment charges against me, with the police not telling her that she did not have a case. But she went on to district court and filed these charges. Well, I was found. Oh, and I'm in Montgomery County. So the charges were dropped because they found no harassment charges against me.
Mm-hmm.
So at this point, I did file expungement. I'm waiting for that to clear.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to sue my neighbor for that. I mean, I was so much under distress behind that, have to go to court.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard for me to find an attorney to represent me. So every time I call somebody, it's just been hard trying to get somebody to do it. And isn't that called the Dragnetti Act, I believe?
It could be. Dragonetti is a
Dragonetti,
claim.
sorry.
No. Well, yes and no. Anyway, forget that. Here's I'm going to tell you why you can't find a lawyer, because there's no money in it.
Right.
There's a reason why you want to do it, and I understand the reason why, and I almost sympathize with you, and I would, maybe if I were you, I would do it. Here's the problem. There's no insurance company that's going to pay when you get a judgment, and you probably should get a judgment against her. But you're going to then chase your tail to collect a nickel on that judgment, and that's the hard truth here. And the attorneys don't want to get involved because they don't want to spend hours and hours and hours and filing fees and this and that, and at the end of the day come up with nothing in their hand. So now if you said to an attorney, hey, listen, attorney, I'm independently wealthy. You know who I am. I am Pam from Montgomery County. And you said, I don't care what you charge. I'm paying it. The attorneys will line up to represent you.
Oh, wow.
But you are not, if that's something that you're able to do, Pam, then I think you'll have an easy time finding a lawyer to bring that claim. On the other hand, if it's what you're looking for is representation on a contingent fee basis, that's why you're coming up short.
Can I represent myself? And will I win if I represent myself? How does that work?
Yikes.
Well, yeah, anybody can represent yourself. You're going pro se, it's called. You'd have to draft a lawsuit. You'd have to propound interrogatories. You'd have to depose her. You'd have to hire a court reporter for the deposition transcript. There's a lot involved in it. Can you do it? I don't know. You might be able to. You'd have to do your research.
Isn't kind of like small? It's small claims.
Well,
so
if
get
you
a lot
limit yourself to small claims, it's a lot easier.
Right.
But that is going to be a limit of, I think, $10,000. Maybe $10,000. It depends on what the limit is for your district court in Montgomery County. But let's just say it's $8,000 or $10,000. You're going to limit yourself. You can't get more than that in that courtroom.
You might not get more than that anyway.
But then once the other side takes an appeal from that, it goes to the big court, and you need to follow the big court's rules, the Court of Common Pleas.
Okay.
So yes,
Right.
you could take your first stab at it, Pam. You could do that in your district court. It's a civil action, not a criminal action.
Right.
Your neighbor filed a private criminal action, and that, I assume, and that
Yes,
went
that's
nowhere. You would be filing a civil action for slander, for the threats, which is assault. You were assaulted by her. You could file it for that. You could file it for the slander when she said that you were harassing her. You have some claims there to make in civil court.
What is the maximum I can sue for if I don't go to small and I decide to just go to the Commonwealth?
Oh, if you go to common pleas court, there is no limit.
Right.
Gazillions. Gazillions and gazillions.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's
Is it worth that, though? I mean,
no.
which way do you think it would be better to go to small or?
Well, I think if you're if you're just trying to prove a point here, I think you'll prove it in the district court. And
Okay.
and I don't expect I expect you may win that claim if you plead and prove your case, but it's not gonna. I don't expect you'll ever see a nickel out of it. That's
Right.
that's what's going to happen, and that's why you can't find an attorney to get involved in these little disputes because they're not based on negligence. Negligence, people have insurance to insure themselves for those claims.
You
Negligence.
can't put a lien on. You can't put a lien on them or a judgment or anything.
Yes.
Only if they have property.
If she owns that house,
Oh, she does. Yeah.
okay, then you may be able to lien the property if she has not taken an
Okay.
appeal. Because once she takes an appeal from that, then you don't have that judgment anymore, and you start all over again in the next court.
Wow.
Yeah. That's the limitations of those little courts. Pam, thanks for calling Court Radio. Have a great Saturday.
you.
You're welcome.
Thank
Good
you.
luck,
You
man.
too. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Wasn't there a phrase? He who represents their own self in court is there was a saying about that.
Yeah.
Oh, is it
Something about a fool.
Yeah.
Yes, I think-
Fool is a client.
Something like that. Yeah.
But sometimes the fool has
Well,
to.
she's going to have to. She's got to be a detailed-oriented person if you're going to represent yourself.
Yeah.
She's done a little bit of research. She was able to pull up the Dragonetti action, which is possible. You know, when somebody brings a claim that has no merit,
a frivolous.
a frivolous civil action,
Yes.
there is something called a Dragonetti action, which
Dragonetti.
can reimburse you for your costs involved in having to defend that frivolous claim. All right, let's talk to Warner on line 3. Do we know Warner?
Warner. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
I had a little simple question. I was having a lawsuit against my sister, and she did not. The lawyer that I had did not turn none of the evidence into her lawyer, and she didn't file. She supposed to have a nurse at the courthouse. The judge denied her for everything because she didn't do the paperwork right, and she didn't give no evidence to the other lawyer. So I'm trying to see if I can recoup my money back from her.
That would be bringing a negligence claim against your attorney for misrepresenting you. And it is a little bit complicated. I'm just going to give you the highlights. In order to bring a claim against an attorney for malpractice, which is what you're describing, you must hire a lawyer as an expert witness to demonstrate that lawyer 1 was negligent. Chances are you need a lawyer to bring the claim. So now you've got to hire a lawyer to bring the claim that I don't know how much is the amount in controversy. Like, what would you be suing this first lawyer for?
Because we went to a higher court, and they gave me the paperwork showing the negligence that she had done. she didn't have nothing. She didn't have. I went to a higher court, and they said that the paperwork that she did and the way she handled the case, she messed it up because I wouldn't go back in their court again. And she told me that I'll be just wasting my money.
Again, I ask you the first question, which is how much money is involved? What is it that you lost because of that?
Altogether, we're talking about around close to $50,000.
Okay. So you're talking about bringing a negligence claim against an attorney, a malpractice claim. That's what it's called. So just so you understand, when you're searching for a lawyer, you're looking for a lawyer to represent you on a malpractice claim against your first lawyer. They're going to want to know what the amounting controversy is. So you said 50 grand. You need to lay that out to show them why it's 50 grand. And hopefully you'll find an attorney who's willing to undertake that claim. Now they have, like I said to you, that attorney's going to have to hire an attorney to be the expert witness, even though you're telling me that the court has supported that claim. You're going to need an attorney to testify on your behalf. And so you're looking at maybe giving up 20 grand of the 50 grand and then another 10 grand or so to have an attorney as your expert witness. You're not going to get a whole heck of a lot out of that 50 grand. I'm not sure that a $50,000 claim is enough to warrant a malpractice claim. But you may find somebody. You may find somebody. You need to gather up all of your paperwork, and then, so that when you go in to speak with an attorney, you can lay it all out very easily. Here's what the court said. Here's the amount that I lost because she didn't do her job correctly. And you may find an attorney who wants to pursue that claim.
So
on a contingent fee basis, because that's what you're asking them to do.
So he can't sue the attorney for attorney costs
He
on
can.
top of the 50 grand.
No.
Okay.
No, it's a regular negligence claim.
Gotcha.
Now, if he's bringing a contract action, that may be where he could get the attorneys. But has he paid attorney's fees? Did you pay the first attorney's fees?
Yes.
How much did you pay her?
She started off at $5,000, then she hit me with another $6,000, then she hit me with another $6,000.
So that's $16,000.
Yeah, well, still, I'm the executive of the estate of my mom. That's how I was suing my sister for, because behind the fact she sold, my mom died, my mom passed away. My sister just sold the house and everything, took all the jewelry, everything.
Right. So now you're going to get a judgment against your sister, perhaps for the amount that you claim she stole from you. Whether you'll collect that judgment is questionable. Really, what we're dealing with here is a claim for 16 grand that you're saying you wasted this 16 grand with this attorney who didn't do the things that she was supposed to do. It's really more of a contract claim against the attorney, because the claim against your sister has not been you may win that claim and you may not win that claim. If you win that claim, you may collect the money or not collect the money. And so there's questions as to whether you would have ever gotten that money. I'm not sure if the debt is collectible, if your sister has those assets any longer. There's a lot that goes into this, Warner. And to me, from what you described, the best shot here is, attorney, you didn't do your job. Give me my 16 grand back and make me at least back to where I started. And that's a claim that you may want to bring yourself. You may give up a little. I don't know if this is in Philly. The small claims court in Philly is $12,000 jurisdictional limit. You may bring that claim, giving up $4 grand of the 16, but you could bring that yourself, and you can hold up the papers that the court gave you that shows that she didn't do her job, and you may win that case against the attorney.
Give me my 16 grand back.
Okay.
At least where I start.
All right.
All right, Warner, take care. Good luck with that. Let us know how it works out.
All right, thank you, sir.
215-227-2727, the number for all things legal. We're going to save your bacon in 2 minutes. We'll be right back.
Folks have been holding on for the longest time about the baby.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Save our Bacon Act for YouTube-ish.
Bacon.
They've been telling you about pork for years.
I know. I got kosher friends who mock me all the time. Save Our Bacon Act is a highly controversial federal legislative provision that would invalidate state-level animal welfare laws, mostly dealing with pigs kept in extreme confinement. So they take these pigs, they put them in a crate, and they have to live like in this crate where they can't move at all for, I don't know, weeks or months. It's horrible, right? And then, of course, the pig ends up getting killed, and you eat its bacon. But the act would nullify hundreds of state and local agricultural regulations concerning food safety, seafood labeling, and measures meant to prevent the spread of animal diseases like avian influenza.
Yeah, the seafood, that's when they harvest like the tilapia in those enclosed
pens.
In pens. Yeah, that's probably
and they're
where
like
that
pooping
seafood.
And eating the poop, and it's not good.
Not good at all.
Not good at all. And that's, I guess, what it comes down to is that big business is in agriculture. These billion and trillion dollar companies are making buck on these processes that put us at risk. But what they're saying is, hey, listen, if a couple people like you die from some flu, influenza, avian, or some poopy tilapia, we don't really care. We'll pay that claim because over the long run, we're going to make a lot more money.
Ka-ching.
And that's really what it all comes down to. Our life comes down to money these days.
Yep.
And the federal government used to protect us in some ways from this. They ain't doing it right now.
Nope.
More legal answers? Court Radio with your host, Dean Weitzman.
Okay, I am still Dean Weitzman, your host. Saturday mornings, right here, 100.3 WRNB.
And Classics 107.9. You got the conductor over there.
Yeah,
your timing is impeccable.
It takes 3 people to make that work. Listen.
And to change a light bulb.
Yeah. YouTube, welcome back to the show. If you are tubing us, I would suggest that you like and subscribe and try to fool the algorithms. I got that right, baby.
Yeah,
good for you.
Yeah.
No logarithms here. Algorithms. And fool those algorithms. I'm trying to get over on the social media platforms. So whatever it takes to fake them out to think we're bigger than we are, I want you to do it. Okay.
You heard it from his mouth.
Yeah, there you go. They'll probably ban us now.
That's even better.
That's when you really get the
you're big time. You get banned.
You get banned, man.
baby.
All right, Save the Bacon Act.
Please.
Is a highly controversial federal legislative provision that would invalidate state-level animal welfare laws. Most notably, California's Prop 12 and Massachusetts Question 3, which ban the sale of pork from pigs kept in extreme confinement, such as restrictive gestation crates. The act would nullify hundreds of state and local agricultural regulations, including those concerning food safety, seafood labeling, and measures meant to prevent the spread of animal diseases like avian influenza. So, big business is in our food, if you haven't figured that out yet. These companies, these billion and trillion dollar companies, and if a few people kick the bucket because of their tactics, I guess they really don't care.
Give him that. It doesn't happen. Come on.
All right. I give it to you.
Go ahead.
So they really don't care because, they'll pay those claims. They calculate that into the bottom line, and that's really what it's all about is the bottom line. And they don't really care about the pigs that are kept in these crates that don't allow them to move much at all for long periods of time before they meet their maker and end up on our table.
And if there's any type of disease, obviously that promotes the spread because they're in such confined condition.
Yeah, and that I guess that same applies to, as you said offline, tapia,
tilapia.
The tilapia.
So algorithm you got,
Yeah.
but tilapia messes with it.
It's going to be a second. The tilapia in the farm-raised tilapia, where they're kept in these pens where there's thousands and thousands of them, and they're eating their poop, that's okay too.
There was a similar issue with beef long ago. And there was a woman named Temple Brandon who said that these cattle, it was inhumane and disease were being caused because of the way they were being housed.
Yeah.
And this is what this sounds like. Same thing.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know. If I give too much thought to it, I might become a vegetarian. I try not to, pay too much attention, I guess, which is bad. I know. Listen, I'm ratting myself out.
You are.
Okay. Let's
Think hard.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's talk to Christine. She's been waiting a long time.
Hi, Christine.
Line 2, Christine.
Good morning.
Good morning, Christine.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good morning, Dean. How are you? I'm doing well. Thank
good.
you for asking. How are you?
I'm well, thanks. I want to get your question asked and answered in 3 minutes, so go for it.
Okay. You know those pre-planning services that you can buy? You get them. I get offers from my insurance company, the funeral home that I last used for a family member.
Mm-hmm.
They all offer these pre-planning services that you pay for now.
Right.
I just want to know, how do I know that service is going to be in place 30, 40 years from now when I need it?
You don't.
You don't.
That's the problem. You put, the hammer to the nail right there. And especially if it's like a mom and pop organization and they pop out of business later, 5 years from now, you might be a member of a bankruptcy group that's trying to get their money back. I mean, you simply don't know. You're going to some extent on good faith and past dealings. But, a lot of these smaller places get bought up by bigger places, and I don't know that the bigger place is going to honor the deals made by the smaller place. And again, there's some element of trust that you need to be involved in, and I don't know that that's something. Listen, I've never pre-planned. I guess I'm getting closer to the end than the beginning.
Long time.
I figure it's somebody else's problem.
Exactly. Yep. What do we do with it? Well, figure it out.
Yeah. I mean, I figure if I do have a soul, that soul's going right up the second I take my last breath, and that body is not really.
No? Not
really. I really don't. I think the people who are behind me care more than than I do, right? So I don't have a lot of care about it, but I would pre-plan only to save aggravation for my family who has to deal with it, maybe. Christine, I'm sorry. I didn't. I mean, I can't put your mind at ease because
you really have no way of knowing.
Yeah. There's an
That's an answer.
Yeah, there is an element there's an element of risk involved, Christine. You're rolling the dice. All right, baby. Take care. Thanks for calling Court Radio.
All right. Bye-bye.
We're out of time. Yep. Folks, we'll see you next week. Same time, same place. YouTube-ish comments or diatribe do you want to spill out and tell
us? One person wanted to know if you're still with Sal, like Saul.
Saul goes by Saul and sometimes Sal, because people like to call him Sal, and I don't change that. I kind of like it, like Sal.
Yeah.
Hey, Sal. Yes, Saul is with me and will be until he takes his last breath.
He doesn't care.
You know his own email?
Do I know? Yes, S. Langsam, SLANGSAM, at myphillylawyer.com.
Did it go in? Okay. I left the. Did he miss that?
Ah, you're so close, dude.
I tried to do it.
Skyhook.
I tried to do the skyhook.
That's good. Oh.
Anything else?
One person wanted to know if your
Come on,
office
Sue.
offers internships.
Oh, you.
Yes. Obviously.
I was doing it blind.
You did.
Well, usually for law students, occasionally for college students who are thinking of making law their career. This summer we're all filled up, but it's only usually for the summer internships. But yes, we do.
Yeah, there's a lot of things
Your
getting
turn.
thrown around.
Today was a really bad day for me and the bucket.
Yeah, man. I haven't seen you like this before.
I know.
That's shore life.
I almost kicked the bucket. Come on, YouTube.
Somebody wanted to know your thoughts if you saw like what was happening with the teenager in Mississippi.
Oh.
Yes. Nolan Wells. Are you familiar?
No.
Nolan Wells went out with a group of his friends.
Nolan's black.
Nolan's black. All his friends.
Oh,
are white.
yes, I did.
In Mississippi.
Yeah. No, he went to some other country.
No, he went to an island.
They said island. I thought like a Caribbean island.
No, it's an island off of what was it, Mississippi?
Yeah,
There's a movie called Conrack that talks about. There's an island in Mississippi.
Okay, and then he went and didn't come back, found him drowned.
I don't know. How did they find him? How did
They found his body
They
washed
found
up.
his body. Well,
because the exact place where his body supposedly washed up at, his father and another man had gone out on a boat the very day before, and the body was not there. And
Right.
the body does not have what you would, like, it's not filled with water. The things you would be
If you
filled
drown.
with- Yeah, if you drowned.
Right.
It looks like he was placed there. And then, like,
And then the cell phone thing.
the cell phone thing,
cell
where the
phone
friends
thing.
took the phone and the phone is wiped clean. How are you 18, 19 years old? You don't got no pictures. You don't got no Snapchat conversation. Phone was wiped clean.
Wow.
And when they went to go get the car, because I guess Nolan had left
This
his
is stuff.
car.
You know,
That's what-
look at
and
her.
wait, guess what?
She
And one of the
loves
kids-
this
Shut
stuff.
up. And one of the kids-
she's like vibrating right now.
Well, because I
not only that, one of the kids is a stepson of a judge.
Oh.
And they all loyaled up right away.
So every week, another black guy in particular, is either hung from a tree or it's a case like this. It has been going on for months now.
Has
this
been
is not a
for the
unique
longest
case.
time.
And they all keep being, he committed suicide. Like, they always try to chalk it up to suicide. To the point, and like in one case, somebody was hanging from a tree, quote, committed suicide, but both their legs were broken. So how you get there?
White supremacy won.
This is more. This is a reflection on where we are as a country right now.
Right now.
And especially down south. I mean, all the things that I thought ignorantly as a white person we were beyond. We are not beyond. And
We're rolling backwards, actually.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if we're rolling backwards and it was always just there. But like it is, I would not want to be black and in the South.
At all.
No. I would not.
Because the problem is.
But then, when you look at what's going on with Jews too, in New York, they're beating elderly Jewish people on the street because they're wearing a Jewish star. Like this country is crazy, and I don't even know if it's the country, the world, because this extremism is happening everywhere.
This is true. It is true. It is happening everywhere. Fanatical extremism is on the rise and has been.
And I think that, and every election comes, and every election I pray that this is the election where the center is heard.
I don't think. I'm thinking the center is disappearing.
I hope not. I hope you're wrong.
I hope I'm wrong too, but it seems like the center is disappearing. You have one side, the socialist Democrats, and you have MAGA.
Yes.
And it's those two polar opposites are ripping the fabric.
And therein lies what we need to do: a third party. The center party, because you're right, it doesn't take a lot when you have these two extremes to end up with extreme candidates.
We need that
on one or the other.
But guess what? But the center party needs that center money because it's all about the
Where's
money.
that going to come from?
You know, I mean, Democrats got their money, Republicans got their money. The center, you know, there's been a couple Green parties, whatever parties, third
they're
parties.
kind of lefts of center.
Right, but they don't have, there's no center money.
Before you get all there, you got two other issues that need to be tackled: mental health and literacy.
Yes.
People are not reading anymore.
Right.
Like, there's a whole thing about that, and so they're so easily influenced by these
social media.
These two endpoints that you're talking about, that you can't get to the center because nobody is reading, communicating, having proper cohesive thoughts, investigating things
and
themselves.
social media is full of so much bullshit that people buy into.
Yes.
Boom.
There's been this trend going on. It's so funny. It's people like going out like by bars and stuff and reading like a hard sentence.
Yes.
And it's like these kids are probably like 23, 22, 23, and they can't they cannot read.
They can't read.
So
They can't
they're
read.
giving them words like lieutenant. You know how like on writing, lieutenant looks like a strange word, and they're like the liu.
Oh, they
like,
can't sound out words?
No, it's so bad.
It's so
I'll
bad.
say this. I haven't
So
written in so long. My handwriting has suffered. Has anyone else experienced it? I don't write as well as I
still
used
write
to.
things down. Like I write a list.
Yeah, I do
I
like a
write.
to-do list.
I dictate. I do text to speech or speech to text.
Yeah.
I feel like an
That's
idiot.
how I
can't remember how to
answer
do this.
people on
I was trying
my
to write
phone.
things.
But most people don't know how to write cursive anymore. And
No, they don't. Do they even
They
teach
don't
cursive?
well, I know
I heard they're
Pennsylvania
bringing it
just
back.
said they're bringing it back.
They're bringing it back.
But most places do not teach
cursive.
They can't read cursive, which is why I think
They can't read cursive.
No,
No.
I intentionally still write. So my niece is 26, and I saw it going away when she was in high school. They don't write in cursive. It's terrible.
YouTube, your thoughts.
Well, I
they're-
mean, I
That's the wrong place. They're on social media.
I'll bet our listeners, our followers
read.
Yeah.
And because the show is an elevated show. That's
Right.
you know, they're here to learn something, and
Yeah.
but I wonder if they are. Am I talking to the 31 people who are the center? You know, I really hope that the center shows up because
I'll say this to all of you who still think voting doesn't matter. If it didn't, they wouldn't be trying so hard to keep you from doing it. And that's what's going on right now.
it may not matter soon.
And that's the problem.
All right, guys. Closing arguments have completed. Thank you for listening. Thank you for participating. And I will see you next Saturday, same time, same place.
Bing, bing.
Are we just old? And that's why we think the way we think in terms of right?